How do you make such a crispy synth guitar lead? I'm using Serum 2 in this huge processing chain. Here's how it sounds without any processing. Start off with the saw wave and remove the fourth harmonic. Enable sync warp and then modulate it with an LFO like this. Gives it some harmonic movement. Then set LFO 2 to sample and hold noise and max out the rate. Right click it and hit 10x so it goes extra fast. And then map that to the fine tuning. You get some noise and grit. Then enable the noise oscillator, and I'm using a kick attack. Turn the level down and then set phase distortion as the second warp mode to noise. It gives it that nice plucky attack. Then to get some tail noise, drop the oscillator 2 octaves into the matrix, set your master tuning to 24 semitones, ST, like that. Map that to a short envelope, I'm using envelope 3, and then increase the release time of envelope 1 by about like 30 milliseconds. And this guy, yep, make sure he's all the way up. That's gonna give you a 30 millisecond tail that just drops in pitch. So you get that kind of noisy tail. Then I'm using a resonant high pass filter with the same LFO that is mapped to the sync, mapped to the cutoff with some resonance, and it sounds like this. It just emphasizes that harmonic movement. I'm using MXXX, but it's not necessary. I'm using this to add a little bit of chorus, to kind of get the top end a little phasey, and then a static phaser on full wet, and this is really just for dispersion. It doesn't sound like much until we start distorting it. I'm using the wave folder, which is really just sine distortion. Now it's getting really bright and crispy, so I want to tame it a little bit and give it some character. I'm using M cabinet with the flattening all the way up, and this just kind of introduces some nonlinear randomness. Now it's starting to sound like it's through a speaker. And then a 3-band multi-band compressor. Basically like a little OTT. Next, I'm using Roar on serial mode, soft shaper, giving it some negative bias just to give it some like asymmetrical distortion. And it's pretty harsh again, so I'm using another stage of M cabinet with high flattening. Then a post EQ for tone. Some delay. Multi-band compression. And that's pretty much it. But if you can't be bothered with all that stuff, I faithfully recreated the entire processing rack with the custom impulse responses embedded into a single Serum preset that you can now download on my Patreon.